Good morning, everybody. This is Gene. Um, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this video. I was out walking this morning, and a lot of things went through my head, which happens a lot when I walk. I start thinking the world and stuff, but don't really know where to start. I'll basically say this is the old man ranting, or that's basically what I am. I just turned 50 a couple days ago. Things didn't really change. I mean, I still feel the same way about things. It's just things just get in my craw. I guess that's what my dad used to say. It's just in my craw. I'm not concerned, but it's like I just realize how fragile humans are. We are so easily led, whatever ideology that we want to latch onto, and we're just walk away and become part of it and become minions to them. And after about, if it doesn't do what you want for yourself, you might decide to go to do something else. And I've seen that several people on the men's rights areas. They were men's rights activists, and now they're doing other things that are still, I guess you could say, in the manosphere. But did they evolve? Did they get more wakened up and said, well, I'm going to go along this way? Or did they just say, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm just going to do things for myself? So I'm like in the middle, in the middle of this. As I said before, on my response to RPK, a lot about the men going their own way, I agree with. But at the same time, and I said this, I did say but, because at the same time, our genetics, our biology, cultural, still has a place for those who want to be, if you're a man, that you want to be a provider and a protector of your quote-unquote your woman and your kids. That's never going to change. Not to where, as Davidson talks about, we have to get, through the breaking our change of traditional roles. I don't think it's ever going to happen. So we have people on both sides basically yelling at each other or saying it's not really good to go after feminism. And it's strange, especially from somebody like John the Other, who clearly was one of the biggest anti-feminist persons over at AVM, A Voice for Men. Now, did he evolve? Maybe. Maybe he thought there was a different way to go around it, or maybe he just said, you know what, I'm going to be a guy that's men going their own way. I still might talk about it, but I'm not going to try to stop feminism, because the idea, I guess, is that if we wake up enough men, that things will change. And I really thought, and I've heard many people online talk about how great the internet is, that we can get our message out there. Guys that are on the atheistic side, talking about ideas go to the internet to die. Thunderfoot says that all the time. Much bigger footprint on the internet. So no matter what we come up with, facts or rational debate or logic, it doesn't make it. Is it changing? No, I don't think it has. In fact, I think as long as this is, when I'm out there walking and it irritates me, because as an introverted person, I have these conversations with myself all the time. Now, maybe I'm some sort of psychotic person. I don't know. But I've always been the type of person that tried to look both sides and try to find a common ground. And what the internet has done is really put us all in our different corners of the internet. So with somebody that I would consider being a not mainstream, but somebody that just introduced MGTOW to everybody, like Sandman, is being vilified from the MGTOW community recently, when all he's doing is out there is putting out content that people might just watch and say, oh, that's another way, that's another choice that I can make as a person. And really, shouldn't all this be what it is? If I'm a man and I know of all this, I mean, I would like to have everybody to have this information. But at the end of the day, I say, you know what, I want to get married, and I want to be a provider and a protector. That's my choice. Can we give them that information? Sure. But that doesn't make that person less of a human, or doesn't have the intellectual capability to understand that what he's doing is wrong. He should be aware of what could happen to him. Make sure that he's has safeguards as much as he can. But the idea that we're just going to say a man comes out or a woman comes out and has some content and people get subscribed to it, and from that, and this is exactly what happened to me. I don't know if Sandman was the first guy I talked to or looked at. It might have been Barbarossa or Stardust, but you know, you just by looking at it, you see other ones that are similar, and you go there and you listen. And sometimes listening to Stardust or Barbarossa can be taxing on my brain. You know, as some of you know, I had a stroke, and I can only go. You know, at this point in this video, I'll probably have to stop because my brain could only take so much. But I salute those guys for being out there and saying the things they said. But both of those guys, and I'm sure they would tell you this, that they've evolved as well. They may have, I don't know which one of them had some conspiracy things in his old life. We all kind of like that shit, but everybody evolves. I've evolved. Quote unquote, the president has evolved when it comes to gay marriage. You know, there's other shit about you know, the degenerate politics. He hasn't, but I guess basically what I'm trying to say is this: I think about all the shit that happened years ago, things that happened, Holocaust, genocide, stuff like that, and the idea that this is not going to happen again. We are so easily led that we will just latch onto something, and if that one ideology says this, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, the kids, part of this, like, whether you want to call it third wave feminism or fourth wave or modern, these are girls for the most part, and men who just want to be around them, who have been provided everything through their life, because most of them are from medical, mid-income or higher white families, who in most places their father was there at home, was bringing money into the house. So these girls were taken care of. They went off to college, and it took one thing that said something from some college professor that just changed everything, and started saying shit, and they'll put stuff out online saying that the white man is the worst thing of all time, that we're shitlords, that CIS is the worst thing in the world. Meanwhile, their father's at home, may or not even gives a shit about it, doesn't go on the internet to see what they have to say. They'll come home and act like, well, I don't mean my father. I guess that's really the thing that pisses me off more than everything else. Yeah, there's obviously issues. Okay, when we say that we should not really go against feminism, well, unfortunately, the feminists has the ear of the most powerful man in the world, and things have changed because of it. And if we elect Clinton, more shit's going to happen, and we're going to be blamed for everything. And I mean men, and mostly white men. Now, does that make me a white supremacist? I don't think so. Okay. I just look at things from a rational, logical angle, and that's where I go with it. Because it's the easiest thing. It's the easiest thing to sell. And now that you got young girls that believe this shit, and you know what? I said before, everybody's easy to lead. A lot of these girls will find some guy in college or something else, get married, and all that shit that they said in college, in a lot of places, they'll say, that wasn't really true. They'll have families, they'll have their own choices, they won't go to the same type of jobs that men have and have to die in, and they'll at some point understand, oh, wow, I was kind of wrong about this. Now, will they actually come out and say it? No. A couple of them do, and they only do it when something happens in their life, like their son being accused of rape or some shit on campus. Then they'll come out and say, what the hell happened to the feminists? And you know what? Kristen Hoffman Summers is one of those women. Okay, now she's done a lot of great stuff, but she was out there. You know, the idea that she wasn't some sort of a bra-burning feminist in the 70s and 80s, she was. Now, did she wake up? Did she evolve? Or did she just get where the money was most lucrative on the right side of politics? I don't know. I want to believe that she believes what she has to say, although sometimes she says things that I don't believe with, I don't totally agree with, but I'm glad that she's out there and I listen to what she has to say, because hopefully I'm not the only one that actually looks on both sides. You know, as a former progressive, I mean, I just turned on MSNBC last night, and that blowhard Ed, what's his last name? Ed, I don't even know. Really is the left's answer to Limbaugh. He's just shutting down the guy from the Heritage Foundation, and whether or not I agree with what the guy had to say, I mean, he just shutted him down, and then told everybody to turn off his mic, the guest mic. And is this what is going to get done? I know this is what actually sells shit, and people watch it and they like that shit. I mean, men like listening to sports talk who yell at each other. I mean, and women like watching reality TV where they destroy each other. The women destroy each other, and they like this shit. So, I guess, like I said, I'm rambling, and I'm rambling because I'm like, where is this word that I want? You know, people talk about the one word that'll save everything, love, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think love is just another four-letter word, kind of like hate. And you know what? Love and hate to me sometimes can be the same. I just want respect. If I'm a hard-working man, or if my wife is a hard-working teacher, like she is, or a counselor, I want her to get respect, and I want respect to me. If I pay my taxes, I want some respect. In my house, I want some respect. I don't want people putting shit, talking about how bad white men are, and then their only example in their real life is their own father, who apparently was a great man, but all other men are bad. This is the shit that I was told when I was a kid, that all men are bad because we could all do something. They can't really trust men, because that's how I was raised up, and I was shamed from at the earliest point of my life. And it's here at the same, it's a different type of shaming tactics that's going on, and I'm sick of it. I just am. And now, am I overblowing it because I see it on TV? Or the point is, if the feminists weren't getting bills and getting Congress to go and change the laws, this would just be me just ranting and just being, I can sit there and say, oh, I'm just a white man that, you know, really isn't that bad for me. But shit's changing, because everybody will just fall onto it. They'll just fall. We're already going to do it. I mean, oh, it's infuriating to me. You know, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to fix it. I don't even think I can. But I get upset when I see people, at least the people I believe, or not believe, that will listen to what I listen to, they talk about, don't even worry about it. You know, let's do our own thing. Let's be our own self-determining person. And I can't do that. I still have to remember that I am part of the human race. And when my brothers are being destroyed, I'm going to say something about it. I don't like it when women get shit happen to them. And I'll activate or support whatever thing it is for that. But I'm not going to take away my rights because, a bill comes through that talks about the violence against women, when women don't even get close to how many people get violence through men. I just want a fair, rational debate. I want, I just want it out there. And I just don't, we are so part into it now. We are part of this. As great as the internet was, the fact that you can look around and maybe you can disprove or prove a theory, it's worse now. Because people will just latch onto something, and they're so, you can't have a conversation with anybody. So when I've heard this. I've heard that I hate women because I gave some facts about shit. So I become somebody who hates women. That's not even possible by a man. Almost all men, even the gay men, still love women. And most men, whether you want to believe it or not, it's genetic or biological or cultural, we love women. And there are a lot of us need the approval of the women in our lives. Stardust and Barbarossa talk about this, the mother need thing. And you know what? They're right. Absolutely, they're right. But it doesn't mean that it's wrong. You need to understand that, and so you don't do something that's going to hurt your own life because of it. But to me, there's nothing wrong with my mom when she was alive to be proud of me, for my wife to support me. As I said, I'm rambling now. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you watch this I can't even talk. Rambling that I had. I'm not calling anybody out. All right. I love all you guys. RBK, John the Other, Davidson, Girls' Rights. What? Stardust, Barbarossa, Sandman, all the other MGTOWs out there, all the other MRAs that I wish would do more content, like men, men? I don't know, the English guy. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just lost. So you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.